Today on the Travel Magazine, we cruise to the Baltic Sea, where citizens welcome you to ports forbidden since World War II. When was the last time you traveled to Scandinavia, land of the midnight sun, to Russia and its great cities of St. Petersburg and Moscow, to the Balkan states, until recently forbidden to Westerners? Hi, I'm Jake de Boer.
And I'm Mieke de Boerski. Welcome to St. Petersburg, Russia, on this edition of Travel Magazine 2000.
Our Baltic cruise begins with a brief stay in London, England. Rich in history and culture, it is the ideal place to begin our explorer's cruise of Northern Europe and Scandinavia's breathtaking destinations.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you
You're
again.
welcome. You too, Sally.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Jake, the Dorchester is our favorite hotel in England, and we always enjoy tea time here.
Very much so. We're about to embark on a 12-day Baltic cruise, and our first stop is Oslo, Norway, located at the end of a beautiful fjord. We'll be cruising on board Holland America's elegant MS Mazda.
Good evening.
Nice to meet you.
I would like to take a picture with the three of us.
Thank you. That'd be very nice.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So much.
Have a great cruise.
Thank you. Oslo, Norway's stunning capital, is right in the heart of Scandinavia. It is surrounded by the breathtaking Oslo fjord and enclosed by forested hills. The natural beauty of Oslo is equaled by its diverse culture. Vigeland Park is an incredible artistic highlight created by Norway's greatest sculptor.
He was a true European. Even if he had no scholarship, he had no education, he never went to an art school in his whole life. He read a lot and he met with other artists and he worked with other artists abroad, so he changed his style according to what other artists also do. The last thing Gustav Vigeland accomplished in life was this tall column. It's 60 feet tall. It deals with 121 human relations, you know, people related to each other. And it's struggle for life, climbing up, being pushed down, but at least it's optimistic. You see little children that climb up and end by the top. So it's, in a way, optimistic. It took him 13 and a half years to do the column, and he worked together with, not with artists, but with 3 stonemasons that helped him carve it out. Yeah. But he was the only artist for the whole thing. And then the life cycle around it, 36 granite groups again, dealing with all aspects of life, human relations, through a whole life, from beginning little children, and you proceed in age, and you end up with the really old bodies.
After we leave Oslo, our ship sets sail for our next port of call, the world's smallest big city, Aarhus, Denmark. A stroll through the town is as enjoyable as visiting the many attractions. More than 60 houses have been carefully removed from their original sites and restored here with loving care. Inside, life from the past has been recreated.
This place is all hand-painted, very old, and this is, you wouldn't believe that this is a bedroom, and this is a bed, and people were sleeping here, sitting up straight. And then I guess they closed the door. It's all beautifully done.
Aarhus is a charming blend of a cultural provincial town and an active modern city. Our next port of call is the charming fishing village of Warnemünde.
Christina, this is such a wonderful, cozy little port.
Yeah, this is Warnemünde. Warnemünde actually means mouth of the river Warna, and we see the river right here. And the whole thing started as a tiny little fisherman's village in 1195, so way back in history. And if you look at it now, it still looks like an old fisherman's village. Fishermen come in here in the morning with fresh fish and start selling it right away.
Warnemünde has been a popular seaside resort for the past 160 years. It is a joy to walk along the pier, mingle with the locals, and at the same time experience the flavor of what was once a thriving fishing village. With its miles of beaches, you can appreciate why this is the place that invented the beach chair. Just outside Warnemünde, you can experience Molly, the only narrow-gauge steam train remaining in Germany. All aboard? Leave your everyday cares behind and travel back to the age of your grandparents. For 45 minutes, Molly tours through the narrow streets of this Hanseatic port city.
Now, how did you like that train ride, eh?
That was so interesting.
It's nice, huh?
Our next port of call is the unique 18th century walled city of Visby. Centuries ago, this was the trading center of Northern Europe. Visby is also known as the City of Roses. They bloom from early summer to November. Many remnants of its historic past and culture remain in this unique and charming city. A place that should not be missed is St. Catharina's. Enjoy the ruins of this historic church and admire the slender arches reaching to heaven. Not far from here is St. Mary's Cathedral. Its lavish sculptures and ornaments are riches of days gone by. The flooring inside the chapel contains actual tombstones. When we return, we'll visit the majestic city of Stockholm, the musical park and architectural showcase of Helsinki, and St. Petersburg, Russia, Peter the Great's magnificent window on Europe.
We will be back with more of the Baltic cruise just after this, so stay with us.
Holland America's MS Maasdam's next port of call is in the land of the midnight sun. The capital of Sweden, Stockholm, is the natural gateway to the Baltic Sea. This impressive city is built on 14 islands and boasts 15 ports of entry. A must-see is the Royal Palace, the official residence of the king. Every day at noon, tourists and locals alike gather to watch the traditional changing of the guard. time to say goodbye to this Viking town with its many museums and beautiful architecture. Back on board the MS Masdam, we set course for our next destination. And as they say in Sweden, skål! There is plenty of time to relax before we arrive in Helsinki, Finland. Helsinki lies on a peninsula that is fringed by fine natural harbors. Visitors are astounded by its impressive blend of Eastern and Western architectural styles. The contrasts between these two cathedrals reflect the diversity found in Helsinki. The Byzantine Russian Uspensky Cathedral has a facade of dark red brick. Facing Uspensky Cathedral, atop the famous Senate Square, is the Lutheran Cathedral. The high-ceilinged crypt and white walls are stately and elegant. Not far from the city center is Sibelius Park. It is dedicated to Finland's most famous composer, John Sibelius. Echoes are born through the hollows of these stainless steel pipes, creating a truly musical sight for your eyes. Another sight for your senses is Helsinki's outdoor market.
This is all made in Lapland. And this is reindeer. Reindeer.
So this is Santa Claus.
And
And is that Mrs. Santa Claus?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I didn't know he had a wife.
Well, then you know that now. Very nice.
A kaleidoscope of fragrances and tastes abound at the market. You can find every type of Finnish natural produce and merchandise, from jewelry to handmade leather goods and even reindeer pelts. It's easy to see why Helsinki is a popular place for travelers of all kinds.
I've traveled for over 40,000 miles aboard a Holland America Line cruise. And all my friends ask me, Mika, what is it like to be on a cruise? There's a bridge room, a puzzle room, a library, and a theater. They have a dry cleaning service, and believe it or not, they also have a laundry room. You can dip, dunk, jog, and look great.
How do you feel?
Very good. How do I look? From perfume to porcelain and Russian dolls, you can shop till you drop. So, doctor, how is my blood pressure?
It's perfect.
They even have a full medical staff on board. From live shows to disco music, a piano lounge to romantic dancing.
From extravaganza to nightlife, the excitement is non-stop.
There's even a casino on board. And the suites come in small, medium,
And then there is the suite of all suites, the penthouse suite. Come, let me show you the first bathroom. Then we have the dining room where you can order a meal and they will bring it to you. Then there is the beautiful living room with its 17th century painting, with a desk in which you can write your letters to home, a beautiful entertainment set. But come, let me show you even more exciting, the bedroom, king-sized bed. And if you listen, you will hear something. This is the bathroom of all bathrooms. Look at this wonderful bath. And you know what? I would like you to leave now because I'm going to have a jacuzzi.
The MS Mazdam's next port of call is Russia's imperial capital, St. Petersburg. Less than 3 centuries have passed since Peter the Great began building this great and impressive fortress. The primary attraction within the fortress is the Peter and Paul Cathedral, completed in 1733. Inside, you'll find the tombs of Russia's royalty. Another imposing structure is St. Isaac's Cathedral. If you climb the 350 steps to the top, you are rewarded with the most spectacular view of St. Petersburg. Exploring the remarkable culture of St. Petersburg will undoubtedly bring you to the Hermitage, Catherine the Great's legacy and the world's largest museum. The museum is housed within the Winter Palace, former residence of the Tsars. The myriad of attractions throughout St. Petersburg are testaments to the grandeur and daunting power of early Russia. The Church of the Resurrection of Christ, sometimes called Spilled Blood, was erected where Alexander II was assassinated in 1881.
You know, Jake, this is the market for me. Dolls, dolls, dolls,
I
everywhere.
know it is.
And you know
And-
what is the most difficult thing? Is to pick a doll.
And jewelry and scarves, and look at all these. You know what I think we should do? I want to find a hat, and I know you want to spend some time looking for those dolls.
Yeah.
Shall I meet you here in about 15 minutes?
15 minutes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya.
Dolls, 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 dolls.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
You sell hats?
Yes, I have a
Lots
market.
of them.
Yes.
You know what? I think I should try a few hats on. But do you have one big enough for my head?
Das ist Clinton, and this is one is Monica Lewinsky.
Your police don't have big heads.
Yes.
I know this is one is here, it's Paula Jones.
What other ones do you have? Let me see.
Das is one is Hillary.
Ah,
And
Hillary.
just last one. Das.
Ah.
That's pretty good.
Clinton, Clinton, you know,
Clinton,
Clinton,
this is
Clinton. He's in St.
This is why
Petersburg.
it's sex boy.
Oh. Let's not tell anybody this.
When we return, we'll visit the perfectly preserved medieval walled city of Tallinn. Take a ride through Copenhagen's canals and experience the changing of the guards. And back on board the MS Mazda, we'll enjoy a dessert extravaganza.
We will be back with more of the Baltic cruise just after this, so stay with us.
Welcome back to Travel Magazine 2000 and Holland America Line's Baltic cruise as we arrive in the Hanseatic city of Tallinn, Estonia.
The story of Tallinn, capital of Estonia, is really a tale of three cities: the citadel, the old city, and the modern city. It was first conquered by the Danes in the 13th century, followed by the Germans, then the Swedes, and twice by the Russians, who finally left in 1991.
Why don't you come and explore this old walled city with us?
Tallinn was originally established on the site of an old fortified settlement. Fewer than 24 of the original 66 towers remain today. A stroll through any area of Tallinn brings its unique atmosphere to life. The streets are paved with cobblestones and are lined with shops, boutiques, and cafes. Travelers have been pleasantly surprised by Tallinn's charms for nearly a millennium. Church spires are an integral part of Tallinn. The Dome Church is Estonia's oldest. Symbolizing Tsarist power in Estonia, the Nevsky Cathedral is topped with onion domes, and its interior is decorated with lavish golden mosaics. Churches are an integral part of Tallinn. Their slender spires have beckoned adventurers for centuries.
With so many people on board of the ship and with so many meals to prepare, Chef Jock, how do you do this?
Mickey, it's not easy. I use 2,000 pounds of poultry, 18,000 eggs. This is the vegetable room. 12,000 pounds of vegetables, 4,500 pounds of potatoes, 2,900 pounds of flour and 30 pounds of caviar, 9,000 grapefruit, one heck of a lot of cookies, 800 croissants, 800 Danish and 4,000 dinner rolls, 200 gallons of ice cream.
Jock, a lot of dishes are being washed on this ship. Who does all the washing?
Not me. I have 25 people doing that, Mickey.
Jock, I give you credit. This is a lot of work.
Thank you, Mickey. You're welcome anytime.
Our final port of call is Copenhagen, Denmark. Over the centuries, this one-time fishing village has grown into a beautiful city. Its most famous resident? Hans Christian Andersen, of course. This red brick building is the place where he lived and worked. Though Copenhagen is a city of scenic canals and great royalty, one monument is more important than all the rest: the Little Mermaid. She's the most photographed woman, and travelers from all the world come to photograph her. Copenhagen prides itself on its royal heritage. At the palace, you can enjoy the daily changing of the guard. Back on board the ship, you can enjoy a wonderful evening at Holland America's famous farewell dinner and chocolate extravaganza.
Jake, how did you enjoy the Baltic cruise?
I enjoyed it very much. I thought the destinations were simply fantastic. Well, that's it for this edition of the Travel Magazine. We hope you've enjoyed our Holland America Line cruise as much as we have. I'm Jake de Boer.
And I'm Mieke de Boer, and join us again as we travel the world. What is the name of these dolls?
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka.
That's a pilot's head.
This is pilot.
Maybe I can fly myself home.
Yes.